everyone, this is Kathy with Faith Before Fitness. I am taking over the Monday WOD class at the YMCA. So if you don't know what WOD is, I'm going to do a sample workout as my own workout today to practice for Monday. This is going to be a Hinge workout of the day. Now WOD is CrossFit inspired. So in CrossFit, they like to use a lot of movements that involve hinging. So of course, I want to make sure that you know how to properly hinge. So this whole workout of the day today is going to involve hinge movements. So it's going to be a posterior chain workout. So we're gonna get into this workout and we're gonna restart the music because we're gonna do each move with a song. All right, so we're just gonna get into our warm-up. First two songs are gonna be all about mobility. All right, and hinge mobility, but we always want to open up our arms, get ourselves into extension. Now, a lot of our warm-up moves are going to involve hinging and involve our hamstrings. Some people can't hinge because their hamstrings are tight. So we're going to do a polka stretch here. So we're doing our heels down, toes up. Oh, I'm gonna start my timer. I'm gonna hope it works because I'm having trouble with this timer. So here we go. We're gonna do each of our moves for 40 seconds. All right, so we've got hamstrings, polka stretch. Another thing you could do with this is a death march. So death march looks like this. So we'll touch the floor, step out, touch the floor, come up, step out. So you got that option if you have the flexibility. If not, you're gonna stick with that polka stretch. All right. Our second move, now that your hamstrings should be warmed up, is the caterpillar. Another hinge inspired move. So you're gonna hinge down, walk it out, and walk it up. And I'll go from the side here so you can see this caterpillar. And just turn around, just go back and forth on this caterpillar. All right, our next one. Ooh, down dog push-ups. I love down dog push-ups because that's gonna help you stretch your lats into a push-up. And get those heels down, it'll help to stretch your calves too. If you're not able to do a push-up, then you can go on your knees. But I really hope you're working towards the strength to get into these push-ups. Especially if you're wanting to do a class like WOD. But we will be always modifying, so that's how you modify. All right, rotating tees. We're staying down. All right, now we're gonna rotate. If you're not there yet, you can be on your knee like this. Here if you can. All right, our next one, heel walking. All right, tuck that pelvis under, heels down, toes up. And we're gonna do not that for 40 seconds. We're gonna turn it into a hip flexor stretch for the next part of that 40 seconds. All right, now we are into prisoner squats. So hands behind your head, Sit back and come up to your toes. I'll look at you now. All right. Now we've got chops. So ball, stability ball chops. First we'll start with rotations. So we're gonna rotate. Gotta get some rotation into this program. All right, now we're doing chops. So we're taking it down and up. Oh my gosh, 10 more seconds. My ball's too heavy. All right, other side. I don't want to be showing you bad form, so I'm gonna switch my ball. All right. 5 pounds less, now I can do it better. See how the chop is also a hinge? You need a hinge here, so everything we're doing takes a hinge today. All right. Now, we are on the floor. We're on the floor and a little bit of foam rolling. All right, so we're gonna foam roll our lat. Bring yourself up. As we're foam rolling this lat, we're also gonna do some work for our core. So we're gonna do side plank dips. Now, you can do them here, or if you need modification, you can do them here. All right, other side. So we are giving our lats some massage as we are strengthening that core. All right, I was wondering if that timer was ever gonna go. All right, hamstring. Now, if you like to do dips and you wanna do something while you're doing your hamstrings, then you can go into a dip once you find the spot that you need to roll out on your hamstrings. So find that spot and then you can do some dips. I think it's best to point your hands outward on your dip. It's better for your shoulders. All right, other side. Now what you really can do is to get more extension or more range of motion on that dip. You can roll your hamstring a little bit as you're doing your dip. You won't get that much range of motion, but that's probably healthier for your shoulders anyway, since dips are kind of a risky move for shoulders. So this is just a little bit of a dip, just so you're doing something while you're foam rolling your hamstring. If you have tight hamstrings, you won't be able to do a proper hinge. All right. The very first hinge move is going to be a bridge. All right. So we're just gonna do a bridge with no weight right now, focusing on the bridge. So focusing on heels down, pushing your hips up, and pressing your belly button into the mat and back up. Now you don't wanna do a hinge or a bridge too fast. You always wanna hold it for a little bit of a squeeze at the top and then back down. All right, into a dead bug. So hands and feet up and press that belly button into the mat using your transverse abdominis. And we're doing opposite arm, opposite leg here. And always make sure you're breathing. Never hold your breath in an exercise. Press that belly button into the mat. All right, back to that bridge. Going with the beat with an up two, down two. I like working with the beat. Did you know a bridge is a hinge? It's the basics, the very first starting point of hinge. And dead bug is just one of the best workout exercises you could do, so we're just gonna throw that in the superset with our hinge. All right, we're coming up from here. We're gonna do supersets with a 3-way deadlift. You can do this with a dumbbell, no weight, or a kettlebell. So we're doing down the center, come up and squeeze your glutes, to the side, squeeze your glutes, and to the other side. So it looks like this. Forward, squeeze, inside, squeeze, outside, and squeeze. It takes a lot of balance. Center, up and squeeze, inside, squeeze, outside, and squeeze. So I did my left. We're gonna superset with everybody's favorite pull throughs. All of my clients hate when I make them do pull throughs because it's embarrassing. So you want to hinge. Let your hips go all the way back and pull through. Hips go back and pull through. Such a good move to teach a proper hinge. So I try to tell my dudes, my young dudes, when we're doing this, like you're hiking a football. All right, other side for the 3-way lunge. Here we go. Down the middle. All right, side, inside, and outside. Center, up, inside, up, outside. Center, up, inside, up, outside. Center, up, inside, outside. All right, back to that pull through. Here we go. So hinge, and squeeze. Now you don't want to hyperextend your back when you come up from this. You want to squeeze your glutes. You want to be in one straight line from your head to your tailbone. All right. And we got this other side again. So center, put down the center, inside, wait, I'm doing the wrong hand, up and outside. Center, up, inside, up, outside. Center, up, inside, up, outside. Up, inside, up, outside. All right, pull through. Oh, my glutes are firing up. That's what this move does if you do it right. All right, last time on the three-way deadlift. The three-way single leg RDL. All right, center, inside, outside. Center, inside, outside. Center, inside, outside. All right. Grab a drink. We're gonna have a little break and move on to our next move, which is a stiff leg deadlift with a kettlebell swing. Now, I have a barbell here. That's up to you if you want to use a barbell or not. I'm gonna grab a drink actually. You're gonna do 40 seconds of your stiff leg deadlift, or I might just do a regular deadlift, and then you're gonna do kettlebell swing. All right, so my deadlift will look like this. You also can just do a hinge with no weight. So this is what I'm gonna show you at first. Those of you that are beginners, you are gonna do your stiff leg deadlift with no weight, like this, just getting the movement down. Make sure you're hinging and squeezing. You wanna feel that stretch in your hamstrings, press through your heels, and come up. So today, we're basically going through hinge training, so you really don't need to be loading your hinge if you don't have your hinge right yet, okay? So this is beginner. And I'll go in stages here. All right, beginner swings. We're also gonna swing as a beginner with nothing, no bell at all. All right, so you wanna come flying down and bring it back up. Fly down, bring it back up. Don't try to stop your bell on the way down. You wanna hinge and come back up. Hinge, come back up. This is not a squat. It's a hinge and a thrust. A hinge and thrust. Hinge, and if you squeeze your palms together with no bell, you are still gonna get a workout here, okay? I want you to do it right. I don't want you to hurt your back. So push those hips back. Do not round from the top like that. All right, now we're gonna move on to the second level, which would be a kettlebell stiff leg deadlift, like this. Push those hips back. Forehead faces the floor. One straight line from forehead to tailbone. Press through your heels, come up and squeeze your glutes. And use your core muscles. All right, swinging with the kettlebell. You're gonna pick it up here, you're gonna thrust it forward and let it fly down. Thrust and down. You can let that bell hit your booty on the back, and then you stop at shoulder height. You don't need to be up here with it. That's not the greatest for your shoulders. Just let it stop at shoulder height. And you don't want to hyperextend back like that either. You just come here and stop. And then you just set it like that. All right, so next level, if you wanted to use a barbell, stiff leg would be like this, because we're just doing stiff leg deadlifts. We're not doing floor deadlifts right now. All right, and last set of swings. All right. All right, we're done with this move. So we're gonna have a little rest. Grab yourself a drink. What's our next hinge? Our next hinge is going to be a bench over row with a ball slam. All right, so let's see. Since it's 40 seconds, you might not be able to do as much weight as you would with 8 reps. So if I'm lifting heavy, I'll usually do 8 reps. So I can do a lot more weight, but we're doing 40 seconds. So see this hinge? A bent over row has a hinge. You support your low back. You don't wreck your low back by having a proper hinge in your bent over row. I guess I'll stick with my 12s, not my 20s. All right, into a ball slam, and I'll show you how a ball slam is also a hinge. So you get up, hinge when you throw that ball. All right. And make sure I'm hinging right. So you don't want to round your back. You want to use your core, your glutes, and your hamstrings on that throw. Pick it up with a supported back. All right, back to those rows. Oh, goodbye, 20s. All right. All right, get that booty back. When people start getting tired, they start doing this. No, booty back. Support yourself. Make sure you're acting like you're in a chair that is being held by your glutes. Try to get those elbows back. All right. Slams right, use that hinge. Ooh, really exhale. And you can add like a hop if you want more power into this. Grab a drink, 40-second rest. I'm drinking yerba mate from Mate Factor, if you're wondering what I'm drinking out of my coffee cup. All right, our next one's gonna be burpee. All right, there are all levels. I'm gonna move this stuff out of my way here. All levels of burpees, and I will show you each level. All right, rest time is over. If you're a beginner, this is gonna be your burpee right here. And you can even go like this. Remember, head and shoulders, knees and toes. All right. If you're less of a beginner, you're gonna hinge, touch the floor, come back up. Hinge and touch the floor and come back up. Hinge, touch the floor. Less of a beginner, you can start walking it out, walking it in. Yeah. And less of a beginner, you can go into a jump out and jump in. All right, we are supersetting that with side lunges. The reason why, you need a hinge to do a proper side lunge. See that hinge? And I'll show you from the front. Hinge into your side lunge. So when you hinge, those hips go back, they press, they take the weight off of your knee. You never want to load your knee on any exercise movement. That's why we hinge. All right, now we're going into different levels of burpee. So hinge, squat, step back, push up, step in, and hop up. You see that a burpee is a hinge. All right, into those side lunges. And if your biceps are feeling neglected, you can add bicep curls to this. All right, last set of burpees. Hinge, squat, kick back, push up, jump in, and remember, level 1, you don't need to be doing this full thing here. All right, last set of lunges with those curls. If you want to add the curls, remember that hinge. Right. A little rest, grab a drink. So now, WOD is highly known for box jumps. Not everybody can do box jumps. That doesn't mean you can't go to a WOD class, because we'll just give you something else to do, okay? But a box jump starts with a hinge. Would you believe it? All right, so here we go. First level, you're gonna hinge and your arms are gonna go back with your hinge. You're gonna come up, hinge, up, sit back and up. So if you can't jump, you can do this. And then if you can do that, come up on heel toe, that's your next level. All right, and before we go on to the box, I always like to add some transverse plane of motion into my program. So we're gonna do this box jump and take it into a transverse plane of motion. See how I'm turning to the side? That's gonna be first level. Second level is going to be to actually add the jump. So if you are going to jump, you're gonna do this with a heel, toe, heel, okay? So we're gonna do that here. So we're gonna go take it back. As you jump up, we're gonna turn. Take it back, turn, sit back, jump up and turn. Now we're gonna go around the other way. This way again. Okay, now we're going to take it to the little box here. So you can just start with step ups and step down. Step up and step down is good for everybody, but if you know your knees can take it, if you know your coordination can take it, you're going to start in that sit back into that hinge, hands back. As your hands come up, you're going to jump your full foot onto the box and up. And the more sound you make, the worse you're doing. So you want to make this a sneaky jump. And I'm going to show you what not to do. When I land, I want my knees to stay straight. Like I don't want them to come in like that. I need you to watch your knees when you're doing a box jump to make sure you're not having a valgus or that they're not coming out like that. So we want to be very careful that our knees are landing straight. And you are absorbing that landing with your heels and your glutes with your entire foot on the box. Okay? Now, bear with me, technical difficulty. I forgot to bring my bigger box out, and it's covered with things, of course. All right. So I'm gonna start on my lowest level of my box here. All right, that means I just need to jump higher. All right, so I'm gonna rest a little bit more until that timer starts. All right, so here we go. Box is straight, so same thing, I'm gonna take it back, come up, and step down. All right, and one more. Oh, do I even want to take it this way? We'll see. If I stop the camera, it's because things went terribly wrong. All right, ready, set. All right, all right. There we go. And we'll give it a little more time. All right, now we're gonna cool down. All right, we're gonna use our box for a hamstring crossover stretch. So your heel is down, toe is up. Instead of just being straight, you're gonna cross over to the side. But again, I'm gonna hinge. Not like this. We don't need to bring your nose to your knee. You wanna bring your hips as far back as you can. That's where you're gonna get your stretch. Other side. Move that into hip flexor stretch. And you can open up away from your knee and then lean towards your knee. side. Inhale, exhale. So rotate away from your knee and then lean in towards your knee. We're gonna take that box. I'm gonna take my box lower and do a calf stretch on here. My husband built this box. So proud, what a proud wife. He built it so it has 3 different heights. All right, switch to the other calf. My head, I think my head might be cut off the screen. While we're doing this, if you have the balance for it, you can do a chest stretch too, so you can get 2 muscles done at once. All right, we're gonna come down into an adductor stretch. So you have top leg bent, bottom leg straight. And you can just hinge again, push those hips back. Always about that hinge. Taking it to the other side. Right here. All right, here we go. We're gonna do this one. And switch sides. I'm sweating. If you're doing this with me, hopefully you are too. And we just have a couple more stretches. Now we're gonna do our lats. And right here.
Excuse me, can I please talk to you for a minute?
to stretch our chest, so your hand goes up on the box and press into it, stretching those chest muscles. To the other side. Not quite far enough away from all right. Well, that will be the end of our workout for today. So thank you for joining me. And if you had any questions about what our Monday WOD class is going to be like at the YMCA, it'll be a little bit like this, but not always like this, since this one was focused on hinging. So we'll always be doing something like squats, deadlifts, presses, hip thrusts, all of those kind of things. But I just always, your form is my #1 priority, your form and your safety. Ooh, I had a lot of sweat. All right, so I will see you sometime soon. Thanks.